Thousands of port workers across the country, including right here in New Orleans, are on strike.
The contract between the U.S. Maritime Alliance and the union that represents their workers, the International Longshoremen's Association, expired at midnight.
No contract, no work. No contract, no work.
Workers from the Port of New Orleans say they were on the picket line at 12:01. Union reps say they're demanding fair wages and an end to the use of robots.
Employers push automation under the guidance of safety, but it is really about cutting labor costs to increase their already exceptionally high profits. As the last 6 years have demonstrated, automation cannot outperform the skilled men and women of the ILA.
The United States Maritime Alliance has not responded to our requests for comment, but they are posting updates to their website. In their most recent update yesterday, they said in part a contract they offered recently, quote, would increase wages by nearly 50%, triple employer contributions to employee retirement plans, strengthen our health care options, and retain the current language around automation. An extended dock workers strike could rekindle inflation, increase prices for certain goods, and cause shortages in the U.S. supply chain.
Paul Murphy reports on the work stoppages' potential impacts on the consumer.
Union power!
According to the investment bank J.P. Morgan, a strike that shuts down East and Gulf Coast ports could cost the U.S. economy up to $4.5 billion per day. The work stoppage could lead to a shortage in certain consumer goods and higher prices. Professor Eric Smith at the Freeman School of Business at Tulane University says consumers are going to be affected more by the strike than industry.
Container ports are where the focus is, and that, unfortunately, the container ports are the ones that handle the stuff that you and I buy at Costco or Lowe's or any of the big box stores. And that's what's being upset.
Tuesday, there were already reports of panic buying at supermarkets and stores across the country. We caught up with shopper Jimmy Bilbo, who is stocking up at Costco.
With the strike and everything that's going on, I figured might as well come out and make sure we got everything that we need at the house. Because you just don't know what's going to happen in these times. So
the longshoreman strike is expected to have almost immediate impact on supplies of perishable imports such as bananas and coffee.
The longer this goes on, the consumer will be impacted negatively, whether it's going to be from a high price or a non-existent cup of morning coffee.
New Orleans is the second largest importer of coffee in the country behind New York City. Coast Roast coffee owner Kevin Petto is now trying to buy up as much raw coffee as he can before the supply runs out.
If we're not replenishing that supply and supply dwindles, I could not have coffee to roast for my coffee shops or my customers.
Professor Smith expects the strike to linger for months, not days or weeks, potentially impacting the holiday shopping season.
Nobody wants to see kids without toys under the Christmas tree, but that could well be the case with certain things.
Some economists also predict the dock strike may influence the Federal Reserve to hold off on interest rate cuts expected in the coming months. Paul Murphy, WWL, Louisiana.